Vitality is our ability to have spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical bliss. Some call it paradise. We call it a game.
Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your host, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. And I want to have another, heart-to-heart talk with my sisters again. You don't know when you've lost. What am I talking about? What is Crimson Cure talking about? She always getting on here talking crazy. Black women don't know when they have been dealt a losing hand, when they played that hand, lost with that hand, and now needs to stop playing and stop acting like they didn't lose with that hand. What hand am I talking about? I'm talking about feminism, but I'm also talking about the specific way in which Black women carry feminism, all of the misandry that go with it, all of the little, quote unquote, little things, what we not gonna do, how we not gonna act right, taking pride in not being wife material, taking pride in not being feminine, taking pride in not participating in the upliftment of our people, taking pride in not supporting our families, not supporting our husbands, not supporting our children, taking pride in being extra especially selfish, taking pride in, doing you and to the exclusion of everyone and not caring about it, taking pride in not being good people, taking pride in being just these obnoxious, blind, I don't see nothing but me type of people. And we don't know when we've lost. We don't understand at all the entire situation that we're actually in right now as a group of women, the situation that we have been maneuvered into and willingly maneuvered ourselves into because we thought it was a position of power. We thought that being independent of our men, independent of their cover, independent of their provision, independent of their problem solving, independent of their protection, and independent of their procreation was a position of power for us that made us untouchable and made our position unassailable. And that has been the furthest thing from the truth because it assumes a few things, or it has women assuming a few things. And this is probably the dumbest part of all of it, that Black women, in order to see our position as one of power, as one of, we are independent of our men and therefore we're okay, is to assume that everything that we see as normal, the life that we live every day, is unchangeable by any factor. See, it's rooted in the belief that the way we live our lives, our way of life, is always dictated by white people and white men in particular whom you respect. And you have also bought into his God complex. Black women as a group have bought into white man's God complex. Him telling you that he control everything and he's in power and he's this and that and third, when even he know he not, you believe it. To the extent that you do not believe, you believe he has control over natural things too. See, what Black women never think about is, what if a natural disaster hits where she lives or hits America? What if COVID was even worse than what it was? What if we were still in a complete lockdown when no one could work? What if that government, those PPP loans and, unemployment, the way that went and all of that type of stuff, what if they could only have done that for a little while, but we were still in a lockdown and you still didn't have your job and the government's like, we don't have enough funds to distribute to keep everybody afloat. This would have been officially year 2 going into year 3. And I mean of a solid breakdown like it was in 2020. You never think about anything else other than money and as a means of being independent of a man, because that's all you think men do. You never think about what happens when your God and Savior, the white man, can't handle it anymore because it's surviving by the hairs of everybody's chinny chin chin. You don't keep up with world news. You don't keep up with what's going on around you. You're so self-absorbed that you don't know anything about what's going on around you. The grid don't have to stay up. And this is not stuff that we talking about that is far-fetched. No, that ain't gonna happen. Y'all been watching too many movies. They make movies like that because they're giving you, even though the premise might be fictional, they're giving you a sense of where things are headed. America, like any other empire or any other civilization, can and will fall. And we're actually teetering on the brink is what you fail to understand and realize. We're actually teetering on the edge. We're on the edge. See, all of that stuff you think make you independent of your man was actually given to you by a system that's failing. Because the job that you have is because some white man company is in existence. If the stock markets tank, if these companies start tanking and all of that type of stuff, you're not going to have a job. What job? You're not done paying off your house. So if the bank moves in and be like, no, you can't really, you don't have enough money to pay for the mortgage anymore. So we're basically repossessing this house and you have to get out. Or this food shortage really hit, the supply chains are still iffy. That's why a lot of times when you go in these stores, they don't necessarily be having what you want. They're not completely empty, but all it takes is somebody to sneeze on the supply chain again, and it'll be completely broken at that point. What do you do when you can't go to the store on your own? You never think about what happens when you become an old person. What happens then? You never think about your level of vulnerability in this world, being a woman, typically with children that are school age, that are still dependent on you. And you don't think about it because the safety of this world, and you attribute that safety to the efficiency, the knowledge, and the leadership of white men and their power structure. But that structure is dying. This is why I'm saying y'all don't know when y'all lost. They handed you a doctrine that would make you vulnerable at all times. You black women will be used as bartering chips in the case that this economy really failed, because you don't have men to protect you. You don't have men. And you don't want men, and you alienated yourself away from men. Buying into this feminist doctrine and not getting married and not acting right in your marriage, and you know what I'm saying, and all of these other things that we talk about day in and day out. We talk about all this stuff, but I need y'all to really think about it in a more global fashion. It's not just the interaction one-to-one or on a panel and you can forget about it. No, y'all aren't thinking about the big picture. And that was actually one of the ploys of feminism. That was actually one of them. to make you so selfish, so tunnel vision that you wouldn't be able to see any other thing. To make you so selfish and self-absorbed that you wouldn't be able to use the little bit of foresight that women actually have to say, wait a minute, this isn't looking good. This don't look right. Why am I actually alienating myself away from Black men? Why am I doing that? Why am I really doing this? You never stop to take a moment to think why you were doing that. You were just doing it because white people told you to do that. And that's really the real issue. It has been Black women, not Black men, that have been the handmaidens of white supremacy. Let's get that straight. It has been Black women who have been the handmaidens of the white supremacist, white survivalist, lost cause power structure. And they have been proudly doing it, knowingly doing it for quite some time. Miss Cynthia G. Okay? It's been Black women. Black women are the ones bought into feminism. Where you think feminism came from? Who gave you that pill to swallow? Who gave you that pill to swallow? But you take everything that is given to you by that hand because you trust that hand for whatever reason. And you love that hand for whatever reason because you don't think that hand will ever do you dirty. And it's doing you dirty right now. The moment it handed Black women that poison pill to swallow about hating her men and distrusting her men and not valuing her men, not valuing the seed that he planted into her, none of those things, not valuing any of them things has gotten us to the point where we are really going to die. We're really going to do it. Because once he pulled jobs and homes and cars away from you, because most of y'all are driving cars that are not completely paid for, hiding from the repo man right now. Okay? You're living in homes that are not paid for. You got jobs that you don't control, with companies you don't own, with positions that will replace you in a heartbeat. There is no security. There's no security the way you think it is, and I don't understand why you don't get it. I don't understand why you don't get it. Why don't y'all get this? What's so hard about this? What's so hard about understanding that the cards that you were dealt was a losing hand from the beginning? And all that they was doing was gassing Black women up and saying, yeah, girl, go ahead, girl. You're going to win this round. You're going to win this hand. You know, my hand's so bad. You're going to win this hand. And then when it came time for everybody to throw their hand down, yours was the worst of all. Your hand was the worst hand of all at the table. And you put all your chips on the table. Now they're gone. Now they're gone. You thought he would take you with him, but he not. He jumping out the plane with the only parachute available. There was one parachute, and it was white men, white women, Black men, and Black women. And we could have took the parachute had we stuck together as Black men and Black women. But no, he convinced you that when it came time to jump out this plane, he was going to save you and not even his woman. And when time came, he snatched that parachute, put it on, and when he got ready to jump, he grabbed that white woman and jumped with her with that parachute. Then you're gonna be stuck in the plane looking at black men like, what we do? What we do now? What we gonna do now? What we gonna do? You mean what you gonna do? Because black men actually know how to make a parachute. He'll make one. And you just pray he take you with him when he put the parachute on and jump out of the nose diving plane. You understand? Anyway. Who else is in a nosedive is Black Lives Matter as an organization. So we still have a petition going. If you want to be part of holding them accountable for the more than $100 million in theft that they performed against the Black community, then click the link in the description box for the petition, sign it, share it, and contribute to it as well. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.
Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor, who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.